got to make sure everything worked correctly. I feel like it did. I've been known to be wrong in the past, so who knows? Anyway, welcome. It's Thursday night, which means it's time to be bad. Welcome to Bedlam and Discord's CROSSHAVEN. I am GM Jared, your guide, instigator, and the one responsible for throwing whatever the hell this world has at our incredible cast of players. Before we dive in, just a quick reminder, you can affect the game with your bits, subs, donations, and channel points. Whether you're blessing the party with boons, throwing chaos into the mix, or just watching the world burn. Your support shapes the fate of CROSSHAVEN. Use ! buffs in chat for the full rundown. As you know, this channel's monthly earnings plus my $200 contribution are donating to a rotating charity. This month, we are supporting Carrie. Carrie empowers foster youth nationwide with resources, mentorship, opportunities for personal and career growth. So it's a good cause. If we can make a life a little better for even one person, then we've done something right. Now, that said, it's time to dim the lights, settle in, and roll some dice. This is CROSSHAVEN. Everything happened when I pushed the right
things that we leveled up with, and then we had to go save a bunch of dwarves raining, and something was making the river flood on them. So after we saved the dwarves, we found out that there was this weird beacon thing that was making the water currents go out crazy, and to which we figured out it has the same magic as all the weird wild magic we've been hearing. Figured out. We took a break. Michaela got on a shirt that says talk because we have put together the fact that we don't think somebody wants us on this property that they may own or not. So anyway, after that, we went to go try to find our way down the river. We saw a dead guy, and then that was attacked by a bunch of badgers. We looked at the dead guy's pockets. We found out he's part of an organization called the Wither Blight. And then we decided to head back, take a rest, and then come back the next day, try to talk to those badgers, because the enemy of our enemy is our friend, and we're going to figure out what is going on with this Wither Blight organization and why they don't want us here.
The merchant convoy lay still in the night. Carts circled for safety, though the road had been quiet for days. Arvin, a hired sword, ran a cloth over his blade, his ears keen for trouble. The horses whinnied, restless. Then a sound, not from the road, from above. A sudden snap echoed like a whip crack, and before he could call out, the lead cart lurched forward, dragged by something unseen. The chain had broken. No, it had been severed. The wind carried a whisper. No trade, no chains. The road, it seemed, was no longer theirs alone. Deep in the Lavarin ruins, Layla pressed her hand against the monolith. The air hummed. She wasn't supposed to be here, but the stories of a stone that sings had haunted her dreams. She'd expected carvings, echoes of old magic, but this was different. The stone pulsed beneath her fingertips, vibrating, resonating. And then, with a voice that wasn't her own, she whispered, "Who sings when the world is ending?" She stumbled back. The monolith had spoken. Or worse, something inside it had. Jaren wiped the sweat from his brow, staring at the broken wagon axle. Another damn delay. The merchant road had always been treacherous, but this trip, bad luck followed like a curse. He turned to his men, about to issue orders, when he saw it. His shadow stretching the wrong way. The sun hung high, but his shadow pointed towards it, an impossibility. Jaren's breath hitched. He stepped forward, but the shadow did not move with him. Instead, it remained where he stood and turned its head. The evening sky over Crosshaven is cloudless, and the dim lanterns outside the magistrate hall flicker weakly against the growing night. The air is cool, crisp, with a faint petrichor smell, like after a fresh fallen rain. Foreman and his workers are gathered together in a small circle, talking amongst themselves. Foreman speaks. "We can't get out. Our magics aren't working. It's like there's nowhere to go." He motions as if to say more, but his words never come. His body slumps, eyes fluttering as he collapses. Then another of the workers, and another. Thin, almost invisible at first, a mist begins to roll in, curling between the trees and buildings. The mist thickens and presses against you, and a sudden, overwhelming drowsiness begins to take hold. Your arms feel heavy, and the world begins to tilt. Everyone, I'd like a fortitude save.
Oh boy, we're starting hot. Okay.
Wait, I need dice. I forgot.
Dice are crucial.
No.
Christopher.
23
You don't just
from
have
Tatum.
a jar of dice at your desk at all times. Come on, man.
I do. Somewhere.
18 for me.
18.
Nat 1.
Ooh. That's a... Modify it for me.
A 10.
10, okay. I mean, I guess you could have modified it, but whatever. Mouse. The last thing you hear is a deep, whispering growl as you collapse to the ground. Tatum, you seem to shake off some early bits of whatever is happening, along with you, Adrienne. You feel like you will succumb soon enough. What do you do?
It's a good question. Tatum's looking around to see if there's like an edge to this, like something. Can they back out? That's what they're kind of like looking around to see.
Like a leading edge or a trailing edge?
They're just trying to see if there's whatever that is causing them to feel this way. They're trying to
Okay.
get
Give me a perception check.
Okay. It's a 12.
You do notice that there is this, for lack of a better term, a gas, but it's not really a gas. It's more like a fog. Is kind of roll through this town. It carries with it an earthy and herbal scent with like a sharp metallic coppery undertone in your nose. You see it kind of snaking along the ground, and the front tendrils of it seem to be reaching for the workman, almost as if it has intent. It seems to be coming from all edges of the area.
Okay. Then what I think Tatum is going to do is they're going to pull at some of their robes, and like they're going to pull them up over their mouth, and they're going to like tie it a bit tighter around, just to try and like create some sort of like filter.
Okay. Give me a crafting or a survival check.
Okay. They're looking good. 16.
Okay, you wrap your face with your like sleeve of your robe or whatever. For the time being, you will have a +2 to fortitude saves.
Love that.
What about Adrian?
Question, is my familiar affected by this as well?
I'm gonna say yes because I forgot to factor it.
Okay, great. No worries. Okay, cool. Wow. I think Sparrow has the right idea. First things first, if I see like this fog and it seems like whoever's breathing it in is being affected by it, that's definitely like raising up the collar of my shirt, trying to protect myself from that.
Okay, same thing with give me a crafting or a survival.
I will make that a crafting check. To those 19 plus 9.
Okay, yeah, you're you get a +2 to your fortitude saves for the time being.
And once that's done, do I have time to do a quick detect magic? Because I'm guessing this is magical, but just to confirm.
I will give you, rather than a detect magic, a Arcana check if you want.
Okay, I can do that as well. That's also +9, almost like an ace character or something. Okay, dirty 20.
Okay, yeah, this definitely is magical in nature. It seems to be not completely arcane, meaning it's mixed with either some primal or some occult or some other school. There's multiple layers of magics at work.
But when you say that, you mean like it is just magic, there's not like a chemical component to this?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. It is not
I used my dispel magic for the day already, you guys are gonna have to figure something else out.
Another couple of the townsfolk, I'm just going to call them townsfolk for now, even though they're not technically townsfolk, drop unconscious. You can see that they are clearly still breathing, but they just seem to be unconscious, and it's almost as if their ability to control their limbs kind of vanishes away, and they just kind of crumple. Back to Tatum. Mouse is sleeping. He's taking a nappers.
Little whiskers.
Little snot bubble growing and shrinking.
Oh, sorry. Before you take an action, Sparrow, fortitude save.
You got it. That's 19.
19. Okay, not as good as last time. You. Let's see.
Did that
You
count the
noticed-
+2 you just got?
Yeah, Chris.
You did.
You're sleeping.
Sorry.
You let me kill these people. Like I said, you've noticed that the gas is moving towards you, rather unnaturally. You do hear a low, droning, resonating hum kind of inside your skull.
Okay. I feel like with their monastic background, they would possibly try and do something to fight that, like a in-place meditation of some sort. That's just like knee-jerk thought.
Let's see, there's not concentration anymore. I guess just fortitude replaced concentration, Chris?
There's not really a concentration check.
Yeah.
Fortitude makes sense. Will also makes sense, depending on the effect you're going for.
You know what? Yeah, let's do a let's just do a will check, a flat will check on the dice. Roll above a 10.
Okay, that's a 12.
Okay. Yep. You enter one of your meditation things and kind of slow your breathing and your thinking and your rhythms and get into it. Anything else?
Obviously going to if I can I grab, is Mouse close to me? Is Mouse close enough to me that I can grab them?
Yeah,
perhaps?
I believe that Foreman had come up to you guys in kind of a semicircle around.
Yeah, so I'm gonna grab Mouse, maybe just like by like the back of the shirt, like near the collar, and I'm moving away from this unnaturally moving fog.
Okay.
I'm not just gonna leave them just like,
Yeah, you start
like,
I'm out of here.
yeah.
You start backing out with Mouse. Adrian. Also, I forgot to mention, because I don't see her on screen, Michaela has succumbed as well as Mouse.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna follow. I'm looking at my spells and going, ooh, I have nothing that can like make wind happen or anything like that. Sounds like again, Sparrow, great plan. Let's do that.
Okay. Give me
so I will just
fortitude
follow,
save.
continue backing out. Okay, not as good. 17.
Okay.
Yes, that is plus 2.
As you back out, you start following him, kind of still trying to take in what's happening. You notice that your vision begins blurring, and your movement in your mind, you're moving at a normal pace, but from an outsider's, you're slow and sluggish. You feel it, but you don't see it. It's almost as if roots are starting to wrap around your legs. Rowan drops and Laris drops, and a couple of the other townsfolk go down. We are back to Sparrow. Hit me with another fortitude save.
Hit me with your best shot.
That's a 30.
Away.
Woo!
30.
That's
Dang.
30. 28 plus 2.
Maybe it was just getting a little bit out of the direct range, but now you can hear what sound like whispers coming from the tree line. It's too faint to make out, and you can kind of see shadowed figures moving in the distance within the tree line.
And they are away from this fog that is coming, or they are behind the fog that's coming.
They are kind of, give me another perception roll. Just
You got it, because that
Just
makes
because.
total sense to me. 13.
okay. They are definitely beyond it. It's almost as if the fog doesn't start until a couple meters inside of this clearing, or wherever. I guess a clearing
How
is where
far
we
from
would
us
cross
would this tree line be?
over. Probably 50-60 yards.
Yards. Heard that
Yeah,
into feet.
just for the
120
clarification
feet.
of my dumb brain. So I guess I just want to make sure that these shadowy figures that I'm seeing, are they, like, if I'm in the middle and the fog is on the left, are they on the right or are they on the left? Does that make sense?
They are on the left, on the other side
Okay.
of the fog.
Thank you. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that, like, if I was to approach them, I'm not walking into the fog.
Yeah,
Okay.
you'd go back through the fog to get to them.
Yeah. Don't want to do that then. Good. Because I want to continue backing out, and I'm pulling Mouse with me.
Okay. You keep
In fact,
backing out. Oh,
in fact, Tatum's black. Tatum is turning and running. They're not watching this fog come at them.
are you bringing Mouse with you?
Oh yeah,
He's a small guy.
They've like got.
I feel like Mouse
Yeah,
is
they've
over
got
the
Mouse.
shoulder.
They're not gonna drop Mouse.
Okay. So you start kind of hightailing it towards the other side of town just to get away. Adrian, you see Tatum pick up his pace. First, give me a fortitude save.
Yes. And they them for Tatum, right? Just making sure.
Right.
Okay, 14 plus 9 for a 23.
Okay. You still have that
Yes,
kind of...
my fortitude is usually plus 7, so.
Okay. Yeah, you still have that kind of blurred movement, and you feel sluggish. You do start to hear a deep growl in your head.
And am I noticing these shadowy figures as well?
Yeah, you can kind of see them moving around out there in the moonlights.
Great. The reason I was asking for distance, and you said it was 120 feet, no take-backsies. That is within range of a light cantrip.
Yes.
I would like to try to illuminate them, please.
Okay. You're trying to pop up an orb of light over by them.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
So to try and get a better look.
You cast your spell. Everything functions as it's supposed to. You did the semantics correctly and all the stuff, but where you expected the orb to pop up, it pops up about 10 to 15 feet closer, almost directly above the edge of where this mist is coming from. Almost as if something was preventing it from going beyond that point.
Got it. I look sadly at Michaela, knowing that with my strength modifier, we cannot crush her, and follow after Tatum.
Okay. You start running, and at this point, most of the kind of town square is kind of encompassed by this magical fog. And as you keep moving and kind of backing up, you get to a point where you start to see in the direction that you're running a similar fog coming in from that side as well. Your consciousness flickers in and out. Time stretches, distorts. Shadows coil in the distance behind your eyes. You're falling, no, sinking, down into something deep and vast. You reach for your weapons, but your hands are empty. You try to move, but your body is heavy as if buried beneath the earth itself. Visions of twisting trees, deep voices, and a massive silhouette moving through the dark play as you fall further. A voice murmurs from the void, low, rasping, ancient. You do not belong here. Darkness gives way to dim, flickering light. The scent of damp soil fills your lungs, laced with a sharp tang of moss and the distant trickle of water. Your head pounds, your limbs feel weighted like stone. A deep, groaning creak echoes through the chamber. Wood stretching, bending, shifting. Then you hear it, the faint sound of breathing. Not just your own. Many breaths, shallow and nervous. A voice murmurs somewhere nearby. Then movement, a shadow in the dim glow of the bioluminescent fungi. Something massive shifts beyond the bars of the cell you find yourself in, as several large tree ants pace and observe. you find yourself awake in a cell formed from tightly woven roots and earth, reinforced by runes carved into the wood itself. You are in your own cell, but you can see that there are other cells in here as well. At quick glance, at least 30 cells line the hallways of this room, each containing one of the townsfolk from CROSSHAVEN. And you groggily come back to consciousness.
Tatum checks to see if they are restrained in any sort of way.
You are not restrained. Like there's no bindings or anything on you, aside from the cell that you're in.
Then Tatum is going to. Yeah, go ahead.
Is my familiar with me?
Yes, that's fine. Still groggy, but it's a giant moth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not the size of a raven.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. They're there with you.
Tatum's gonna test the cage, I guess. Test the cell.
Okay.
Is it metal? Is it wood? Like that's what they're trying to figure out, how much give it's got.
It seems to be wood interwoven with stone or earth, rather, like almost as if they were braided and entwined.
So kind of like when you pull like a well-established plant out of the ground, how it's like the roots.
Yeah,
are
yeah,
it's
got the
okay.
stuff stuck in it. Absolutely, like a root bound.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Tatum has, I'm assuming, still has their weapons with them.
You know what happens when you make assumptions, Tatum. You have your clothing, but none of your equipment.
Okay. That disturbs them, but they are going to move on. I mean, they're gonna take the reflective ripple stance, I think, is what's gonna happen. And they're going to try and hit one of these root-like bars of their enclosure and see what happens. They're going to test it.
Okay. I'm not even going to make you roll. You kick it, punch it, whatever it is Tatum wants to do. You feel it doesn't rebound in any way, but it also feels rather immovable. Like it doesn't give. If anything, it just stiffens a little bit at your touch. Not like noticeably, not like pulling a string taut or anything.
No,
but
that is in this rare moment, Tatum is a scientist, and they're trying to figure out like what the limits of this is. So it was like it's an attack less to like break and more to see like how strong this is. Okay, so they kind of just like nod to themselves, and then they're gonna look out and see if they can spot anyone that they like know immediately. Like they're not necessarily looking for the townspeople; they're looking for like Michaela and Mouse and
yeah.
So
I'll say across the way you see Rowan, still passed out, and then next to her, we'll put Mouse there, and then seemingly next to you is Adrian.
I hear whatever sound a monk hitting branches makes.
Yeah. It's you hear the Tkatonkutku of
Yeah, I don't know
know
what
what
sound
stone.
punching
Yeah.
would.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to
Tatum,
do
is
some
that-
experiments.
You. That sounds like Tatum. Mouse, are you awake?
Mouse, if he is conscious, we'll check on Rowan if possible, just to see if I can get a feel.
Mouse is conscious. And you can hear her breathing normally, almost as if just in a deep sleep. Nothing, like there's not shallow breathing, she's not skipping breaths or anything, but she is out for now.
Guys, what happened?
Some kind of fog sleep spell, I think. It felt like maybe from multiple people? I couldn't tell. There were some standing. There was a barrier. I couldn't see them. I tried to see them, but
Where's everyone else? Where's Michaela and the other townsfolk?
Jared, can Tropus fit through the bars?
Yeah, why not? Yeah,
Okay,
just a squeeze.
she does have
but-
the
but she can
independent
get through.
trait.
Yeah, that's
She does
fine.
have the independent trait. Can I have her go check for the others?
Yeah. What? How do you communicate? Does she actually talk, or is it a sense, or you see through her eyes?
I don't think I have anything that lets me see through her eyes. It's kind of, I think it's more of a flavor choice thing. I don't think she necessarily talks to me. It's more of like that empathetic communication. I just get what she's laying down magically.
Okay. Yeah, she flies not too far, because you get a sense of danger, panic, if she gets too far in one direction. But you get the sense that there are many people around, familiar and a couple unfamiliar as well.
Okay. They're in the same. They're just not in our line of sight. I think she's. They're here. I think everybody's here. I think.
Okay. So
Myself.
what's the plan then? How long have we been asleep?
Great question.
No way to know.
So magical fog came in. Does that sound like any sort of a story I may have heard, a myth, a legend, a god, a folktale?
Roll me a society check.
18 plus 5, 23.
Okay. I mean, you've heard things happen similar, and especially with the information from Adrienne, that it is a magical kind of sleep spell. But you aren't familiar with anything specific that shares the qualities of what happened outside of, you've heard of, mass people being put to sleep and whatnot, but there's no like tie to a lore or a fable or anything that you know of.
Do we have our equipment?
You do not.
Sorry, I'm desperately reading my my book, trying to figure out what the fuck I can do.
You see Mouse as you're like, oh, where's my stuff? And you start kind of patting around. From across the way, one of the townsfolk, one of the builders, it's like, they didn't take our things, just us. That means that means they're probably not bandits, right? Right?
I would imagine that we don't have our stuff means they might be bandits. Because
I don't think
they
bandits
might
usually
have our
work
stuff.
together with treants, do they?
Yeah, you see,
I
there's
know.
all these big guys. Like if you come and kind of glance, you can't get a great view down the hallways, but what you can see are that the room is, from your vantage, pretty vast, with some passages leading further in, and ever so often there are some like gnarled forms of ancient tree guardians that are just kind of keeping watch. They're not interacting, and they don't seem to care what you're doing, but they are observing what you do.
Yeah. So, are you the Witherblight? Is that who you're supposed to be? Upset at us for settling in this forest?
Is that to the trees?
Yeah, to the trees.
Let me see here. Give me a... Let's see. A diplomacy. Yeah.
Ooh, 19 plus 2, 21.
Okay. You see that the eyes of the nearest tree end go from this this like brownish green color to a vibrant orange, and his mouth, but it's really more of a knot on his chest, kind of opens up a little bit, and you hear in a voice, you take and you do not listen, you build and you do not ask, you tear at the world and now it bleeds, you tread upon ancient land and you have upset its balance, you are a blight and must be removed before you take root. Leave, take your iron and your stone, your hammers and your hunger, go. The tree ant falls silent again, and his eyes return back to the brownish green.
You pull a hard bargain.
It's kind of hard to leave when we're in cages.
There is no further response. The tree
Listen,
ant
I
walks
would
to a different part of the area, and another one takes its place.
listen. I would love to leave, but to leave, I have to break out of this cage. So can we save ourselves the effort and just like let us out, maybe give us our stuff, and then see ya. I will break out of here, and it will not be pretty. So therefore, just help a mouse out.
They don't seem to respond, but while you're talking, you hear an ominous groan start to echo through the chamber. It's not coming from the tree ants that you could tell, but something deeper within this underground structure. The ground itself shudders for a moment, and the bioluminescent glow flickers.
And I want to make some kind of like a recall knowledge check, but I don't know necessarily. I don't think I would be able to identify what that is, just based on that sound and stuff.
That would be a nature check specifically.
Well, I'm not bad at those. Ooh, that is going to be a 22.
Okay.
No, 23, 17 plus 6.
Okay. Let's see here how much you actually get. Thinking about it and listening to it, it sounds like a deliberate and slow pattern. And the only thing that you can think of what it is the sound of a massive root tunneling into earth at a faster rate. With that roll, I'll even give you that the tree ants seem to have it seemed to happen just as the tree ant positions switched.
Do I bust myself out, or do we sit here and wait?
I don't think I have a good feeling about whatever that thing tunneling towards us is.
I'd like to try to bust myself out.
All right, how would you like to do that?
Yeah, tell me about these bars. What do they feel like? Do I feel like there's any sort of give? Or do they act more like metal? Is it more like wood?
Very much. Yeah, they act very much like metal. In that the hardness and rigidity of them. When you just kind of grab it and shake it to get an idea, and it's almost, for lack of a better term, like a non-Newtonian kind of thing. If you apply like a slow pressure to it, it has a little more give, but if you kind of quick and put a lot of force into it, it stiffens up and kind of rejects it back. Give me, let's see, you can give me an Arcana, a Nature, Thievery, Athletics, or Perception in the cells. Everyone can do this if they want.
Athletics.
Can you list those
Is
off
there any
again?
sort of
Arcana, Nature, Thievery, Athletics, or Perception?
Is there like a water source here?
Like
In
a
the cell
running
at
water
all?
source, or no?
No,
There
it could be
is,
stagnant.
Yeah, there is like a small stone basin in each of the cells that has a little bit of water in it.
I chose athletics and I got a 24.
Okay. Athletics.
Athletics for me too for 25.
Arcana 12.
Okay. Athletics. And especially because, Tatum was testing and you were Mouse was kind of figuring things out. You recognize that brute force alone will not break the roots. But maybe a precise pressure on a weak point that you could find could maybe cause some stress fractures, but it would have to be a kind of continuous force. Arcana with a 12. Yeah, they're magic.
Sometimes you roll a 2. Sometimes you roll a 2 on, or yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine you can probably like try to expand the wood a little bit with the water. So I'm wondering if I take off like my shirt and then just like try to get it wet, and I can kind of use that to try to maybe like create a weaker point in the wood fibers to try to push something somewhere. This idea makes sense in my head, but maybe not in practice.
Okay. Give me. Oh, that sounds like a crafting check to me.
Are you sure?
It's crafting or survival. Or I'll even give you an athletics. That's fine.
Oh, I can do that. 18 plus 11 for 29.
29. Yeah, you like it. Not so much weakens the wood or dampens the wood, but it makes your clothing stronger. And as you kind of twist it around and start to pull some of the bars together, and you manage to exploit one of the weak points, and two of the bars kind of snap, creating an opening that you could get out if you squeeze.
Squeeze.
Okay, you're standing in a long hallway lined with several cells, and a tunnel that leads further into whatever this place is.
So I'm gonna inch my way over to my party. I think we said Adrian and Tatum were in like the same area, but also like to pick up like a stick or something as I'm sneaking across.
Best you can do is like a hunk of a gnarled root that's like thumb thick that you just like rip
I take
out
it.
of. Okay. Are you actually sneaking across, or are you just saying sneak across?
I would like to sneak across.
Okay. Hit me with that stealth.
I don't think my Nudge Fate cantrip actually takes a material component. Can I cast Nudge Fate to help him out as I see him headed towards me?
You can. And that does what? That lets him roll an additional?
If he fails a check, attack roll or saving throw by exactly 1, he gets +1.
Got it. Yeah, on that note, it takes a little bit more concentration than normal, but you can cast the spell, and you see that you feel it has the desired effect. But there is definitely something here that is trying to dampen magic. What was that stealth roll?
+3, 11.
Sure. You feel stealthy. You just made a lot of noise ripping off that branch. But yeah, you're basically standing in front of like the divider between Adrian's and Tatum's cell right now.
You ever see that movie Shanghai Noon with like Owen Wilson and Jackie Chan, and they're in that cell, and they both like pee on a piece of on like a shirt and wrap it around the bars and then twist it to create tension.
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't need to pee on the shirt, so there's water. There was a water source. Can we replicate that process to maybe do this a little quieter?
I mean, sure. I mean, that's pretty much what I expected you did on the first one.
Okay.
Give me an athletics check if you want.
Sure. Let's.
Can I aid that? I have cooperative nature.
You can aid by also just rolling an athletics check and getting above a 15.
Can I do crafting instead? Because you said it could be crafting the first time Chris pitched it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yay! Okay.
That's great because
the difference between a +9 and a +0. So
that's great because I rolled a 14 total. So
22. I forgot how math.
Okay, So you're adding 2 to his roll, so he's at a 16 now.
Nice.
Actually, does it make a difference because I forgot to add that +4? So does it make a difference if it's 26?
It does not. For aiding, it's
Just
just
asking.
a flat thing. Yeah. Okay, so you start kind of twisting the wet rope or the wet clothing around, and it starts to make a little bit of headway, but you hear distinctly the sounds of fibers separating, and you tear your clothing in half.
My shirt.
I can make you a new one in like 10 minutes.
I think we gotta get Tatum out and leave.
No shirts.
I didn't say right
So-
now.
something to note with the reflective ripple stance, and Jared, this is your call because I'm not. I don't know how literal Pathfinder means. It says you enter a stance of fluid grace as small amounts of water flow with your movements and attacks. You can make flowing wave attacks that deal 1d6 bludgeoning damage. It doesn't say anything about like, other than like water is one of the tags. So would that be fair to say that like water moves with Tatum's attacks in that particular stance?
Yeah, but
Or is that just okay?
kind of figure it as more of, it's less like I draw water out of the air and do it, and than it is.
Not yet. I didn't think it was water bending. I just thought like, like if they are moving like in a certain way to attack something, if water is flowing with them. But okay, that's what I'm just trying to hear to learn.
I picture it as more of you're moving like water. If you want a lot of sweat, we can make it very sweaty.
No. I was just describing how it's like, let me make sure for you, because again, Pathfinder's not my domain, so I'm just making sure I understand. Okay. But Tatum can absolutely just like apply pressure to like a weak point. So I think they're gonna look for like the weakest point in the structure and try and take it down with some precision strikes or just pressure, if nothing else.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's athletics again, or thievery if you want. I guess.
Athletics works just fine for me because that's a 29.
Okay. Yeah, you take a moment and kind of examine the structure itself. Oh, excuse me. And you it's just one swift kind of blow, and you manage to hit right at like, or maybe a vein of ore is passing through this piece of earth that's intertwined with this rope, and between that and Mouse's twisting, you can, let's say you shatter a couple bars, or you break a couple bars, for lack of a better term, and again, you could squeeze out through this, or you could make it larger if you had to. But you also now have.
They're going to try and make it larger for sure.
Okay. Yeah. So you spend a couple minutes doing the same, and that roll was good enough that it's not a thing. But now you have access to the hallway. You can see that one of the treants down the hall is just staring at you guys. Doesn't seem to be interacting or trying to stop you in any way, but is just staring.
And to be clear, we would have to go past that treant to leave.
Yeah, there's several in here. There's one, 60 feet that way. There's one 60 feet the other way, and you can clearly see at least another one up there, up further in the distance.
Now I'm looking at my spells being like, what the fuck can I do?
Mm-hmm.
we fighting to get all the villagers out? Are we looking around? Because right now
They
they're
don't seem to
far
be
away.
open to the idea of just letting us leave. Say we're going to leave.
Right
Keep us here
now
for
they're
some reason.
far apart from each other. We can take one down hopefully before another one comes, and then just take them on one by one. Otherwise, if we move, we
Tatum-
might catch all of them in one place.
Tatum points at the treant, like looking at both Adrienne and Mouse, points at the treant, and then does like a finger motion, like a drill almost, into the ground, and then points back at the treant.
A root system? I'm sorry,
Yeah.
the
They're
eyes
nodding
and the
enthusiastically.
thing. A hive mind kind of situation, yeah?
They like nod
look-
enthusiastically when you say root system.
I look up. What do I see?
The cages themselves kind of come to a not a point, but kind of like an inverse overhang, or I guess it is an overhang from where you're at, and then it becomes part of a natural cavern type thing with crevices and rocks and stuff up there. If you're asking if you could climb it, it does seem you could potentially. It seems feasible that you could kind of scale it.
What is our light source?
There's the dim kind of bioluminescent glowing from these fungal growths along the walls.
What if we just lit everything on fire?
There's the mouse.
I don't know that would be.
No,
I mean,
I know.
They want
We will
us to
fall
leave,
into-
but everybody
They
here,
gave
but I
us
feel like
they gave us the criticism that we're just here to destroy, and maybe we shouldn't light it on fire.
we'll call that Plan F for fire.
Plan F fire.
Says why we have rehearsals. Why you fail though? What if I did this?
I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. No, I feel like I'm being like completely useless here.
Yeah, it's back. All right. Yeah. You could for sure climb. You can see that it runs the entire length, and it's about said and done about 6 feet above the height of the tallest treant on guard.
Now, when we're saying treants, like we're talking Lord of the Rings, 20-foot tall treant, or like
Kind of, yeah, somewhere not quite, marching on Isengard, but
Isengard,
Let's say
Isengard,
above
Isengard.
10, below 15 feet. But yeah, ancient, gnarly looking dudes.
How many cages do I see with people in them?
At least 30 from here.
How many people were in the town? Like 6, right?
Well, we had the whole
And,
work crew as well.
It was the work,
the whole
work
road
crew,
crew.
yeah.
Something was
Yeah.
keeping them from leaving.
Hey, we have to free these people. It's, OSHA is going to get mad at us. So, we need to free the dwarves and get out. And we have to go through the trees to get out. Probably.
You, we just keep going for more bars. I mean, if I go up to Rowan's and we start working on her bars, do they do anything? Do they just keep watching?
They just seem to keep watching. Like they're shifting about and changing positions occasionally, but they're not actively trying to stop you in any way. They are always observing you.
Okay, you know what? Tatum and Mouse, you keep working on this. If I die, I die. I'm gonna like go up and be like, so we promised to leave and we leave. I'm gonna try speaking with one of them, and you've made your point. We could have had a conversation. Are
I
we
don't
going
know
to
if
die
Tatum
if
is
we try to leave this?
flat willing to just let Adrian just walk up to a tree and like by themselves in full view, being like, "Well, if I die, oh well." Like,
I've got a pretty optimistic streak here. They haven't done anything
not,
yet.
like,
They've just
directly
watched.
behind you, but they did follow you in this direction. They're not just gonna like let you
That's
walk
fair.
up by yourself.
That's fair.
They don't seem to react really to you approaching. At least just to you talking to them. It even looks like if you wanted, you might be able to just kind of squeeze by them. It'd be tight if you didn't want to, throw them off their way or push them.
I mean, I think the next step is just continue freeing more people in here, right?
Yeah, let's free people and then try to push past the tree. I think that's our logical move. Unless you think they're gonna get in the way. And if the tree does something. I'll start freeing people.
Do we have any indication of where equipment is being kept? We see it, like, or did Atropos see it at all?
You do not. Yeah, you do not see it.
And Atropos
okay, so-
didn't see it when she was scouting.
No. Even if she's still flying around, you don't seem to locate it here. Okay, so you're gonna work on freeing and rousing. Rousing? Is that the right word? I think it is. The folk, yeah, waking them up, basically getting them ready to travel. Right? Is that kind of how I understand? Okay.
I think that's the next step. Yeah.
All right, that's the next step, and we will deal with that when we come back from our break, which should happen if I push this button correctly.
answer these messages. We'll be right back.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. What's up? Oh, nothing? It's just someone took the last of the coffee and didn't make any more.
Well, it wasn't me. I don't even drink coffee.
I wasn't really blaming you.
Then what?
Well, I was just...
Oh, I get it.
I'm sorry. I didn't even know you were there.
But I'm always there, Matthew. I'm Jesus.
Okay.
Did you not get the memo? The part right here? Thou shalt not take my name in vain?
I actually did not get that.
Maybe we should revisit this part. About lies.
We don't really need to do that. I'm sorry. It won't happen again.
I hope not. You don't hear me running around the office yelling, Matthew Johnson, every time I stub my toe or get a pube caught in my zipper.
What?
Matthew, I'm going to forgive you. It's kind of my thing. But watch yourself, all right?
God damn it.
Hey man, you other counselors know some ghost stories?
We know ghosts.
Like realistic, or do you want, fictional?
Roll a performance check. Let's see how scary it is.
That was my first roll. That's not 20!
He pulled it out and just blood splattered.
I am bloody, I am bone weak.
I got his attention. Lee, we totally got to get out of here.
The new counselor comes down and he pulls.
Oh.
And he just comes back in. And you are now wounded.
Oh, hell yeah.
I found it.
Okay,
Oh, God. Oh.
If you do not get this 6, you will die. Good luck.
Yeah, I think I know which one it is.
Okay, breathe.
All there ever is, all there ever was, and all there ever will be is the Empire. Thus stated by the noble House Shroudmore, not as a statement to affirm their belief in themselves as rulers of the Kierfell's empire, but given as an undeniable truth that no citizen, no matter their loyalties, can deny. Our empire is a land of dark forces, both man-made and arcane, surrounded by a great wall of black, roiling smog, imprisoning all within. Many have tried to understand it, decipher it, conquer it, but none have succeeded. It is because of this mystery that the borders of this world begin and end at the Empire. Now the winds become harsh and cold to welcome the embrace of winter, and a strange funeral summons those of all loyalties to Seer's mourning. The funeral pyre is lit, and with it, the tension between wolf and crown sparks into a raging inferno that can only end in bloodshed. Whether it be 6 bodies or 6,000, the blaze shall consume them all. All there ever is, all there ever was, and all there ever will be.
Welcome back. As you can see, my button pushing has gone stupendously. If you're just joining us, we are in the middle of a cell block that is guarded by tree ents. There are 30-some odd townsfolk and a party trying to extricate themselves. They have options. They could fight the tree ents. They could try to go around the tree ends. They could give up and just live in this cave forever. That's up to them. Let's find out what they do. What are you guys gonna do?
Is that an option? Just to live here forever?
Yeah, why not?
I mean,
See,
it wouldn't make for
told
a
us
very
to
entertaining stream, but
All right, I'm on camera. All right, I'll try to sneak out.
I think that's
You
because
meant-
we're kind of looking at these 15-foot tall treants. 3 of us, no weapons, not all of our resources available.
It's okay. It's okay. I got a stick.
And say, well,
Got a
Tatum doesn't
thumb-sized
really
stick.
need their addle. Like they do also.
Yeah, I'm also
Fight on
honestly
their
good
own,
without
but-
my equipment. I just don't trust our odds.
Hey, Jared, your camera is
Yeah,
not
Yeah,
a
your
Jared,
camera
you look
is
like
very,
you
like-
kind of went into the
Yeah,
cyber
I'm
hell
seeing that.
dimension.
Like Gotham.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's,
it looks
let's see what
very,
happens. Let's try this.
Looks kind of like your computer's possessed by an angry ghost.
Nope. Yep,
Say that again?
Now, yep.
Can you hear me?
That fixed it, but your audio is fucky.
Why?
Okay, now it's better. I don't know. It was
Why?
getting itself
Why
back
does everything
together.
hate me?
You're back.
Everyone hate
You're
me.
back
I
now.
can't do
It was just
anymore.
catching up with. It was just catching up with everything. We're good.
I'm gonna have to send a potato signal to you all just to be safe. Oh yeah, I was sending a 4K video to everybody. That doesn't need to happen. Yeah.
That
Welcome back.
probably. That probably.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Can we free people? Is that? Do we need a?
Yeah,
what do
yeah,
we
you
need
can
for
take
that?
time.
I thought
That's
that's
fine.
what we were in the process of
Yeah,
doing.
yeah, you could take time and do all that jazz. That's fine. You now have 30 followers. Not followers, but familiars you got to take care of. Hey, thanks for the gifted sub, Sparrow.
I got it.
Did you?
Yeah.
No, everybody subbed.
Thank you. I'm currently unemployed, so I can't sub. Yeah, I think sneaking is gonna be who's gonna take point, I think is the question in case they try to stop us with violence as I'm seeing Tatum involved.
Thank you, Penguin
True.
Witch Doctor,
Tatum
for
will.
the resub. Yeah, I mean, you guys can for sure sneak around. You will be at a negative because of all these dudes.
Well,
And by
I
all these
almost
dudes,
wonder.
I mean the townspeople.
Yeah, no, I almost wonder if it would be smarter to try and get out before we just decide to take them with us. Like, I think obviously Tatum doesn't say anything about it, but like, it may just be smarter for them to try and figure out what's going on before we just like lead a parade of people out of, you know.
They're now out of their cages.
And they're just feeling just fine.
Yeah. Gotta be down.
We want it all. So.
Penguin Witch Doctor going off with a bunch of subs. Scald's Tail going off with a bunch of gifted subs.
Wow.
Y'all cool folk. Y'all's is cool folk.
Okay. I think just the three of us and come back for them then? Does that sound like what the plan is?
Sure, let's do that.
I think that's smart, but
okay.
That sounds smart to me.
You freed these dudes, and now you're like, get back in your cage. We'll come back for you.
Not so much get back in your cage. More just like we're gonna make sure we're not gonna die on the way out first, and then we'll come back for you.
That makes sense. I get it. I just like the visual of you're free, but not quite.
If there's a fire,
they're free to move
can
about.
Make a run for it now.
Yeah, if they so want, they've got free will. Do they have free will?
No.
Now we're getting deep.
Thank you guys. We know that much.
They start to kind of organize themselves and figure out if anyone's hurt and a bunch of that kind of stuff. Kind of triaging themselves, and some people are a little upset. Some people are a little kind of antsy to get out of there, but most of them are relatively chill to allow and wait you to get the way out. Yeah, those were words I used. I don't know if they made sense in that order, but I used them.
Oh, shall we make some stealth rolls, sounds like?
Yeah, I need a group check. So what's gonna be here is I have a DC. If you're gonna try and sneak past, I have a DC in my head and on this paper here that I wrote, and two of you need to succeed for this group check to work.
I completely forgot that this character does have proficiency, which is good news. I almost never have proficiency in stealth. I play a lot of paladins, so
sneaky armor guys.
Well,
hey, it could be worse. 19.
17 from Tatum.
All right.
You're so dexterous, bestie.
You hunker down. You start creeping along the edge here, and as you kind of get to where you're gonna pass, the treant just ever so slightly shifts towards you, blocking your direct path. You must either wait, find another path, or risk drawing attention to yourselves.
wait,
from
find another
Atropus'
path.
scouting earlier, because you said there was a point where Atropus was like, oh, this way is dangerous. Is the other path, would that potentially be the more dangerous one?
Now that you're out here, you get the sense that the danger came from that there were the tree ants kind of watching the directions.
Got it.
More so than, yeah. I mean, you're free to try the other way as well if you want. Or you can...
Honestly, where are you guys at on this? Which of those three options?
Well, we're here.
I think fine. Yeah, go ahead.
I think we risk it for the
I was
biscuit.
gonna find another path. But...
Oh.
Yeah, I was between find another path and risk it, so that doesn't help.
Okay, so
I mean, Tatum was taking point.
Yeah, you could find another path, which essentially is go back the other way. You could do a nature check and see if that reveals anything. You could do what Mouse did and kind of go up and over, potentially.
See, up and over works probably fine for Tatum, but they also don't want to just like.
What, me and my +0 athletics? You don't trust me to make that climb? I'll just make a quick nature check just to see what I think. I mean, if that's
okay,
that's a reasonable. Okay, this dice is rolling really good. 18 + 6.
Okay, so I'll actually couple that with what you learned earlier when the ground kind of shook and groaned. I'll say that you can recognize their deliberate movement patterns, like wait for the move and then the brief shake that happens. And I'll let it even go so far as you can kind of predict where they're going to be, and you can wait for like a rotation and slip through.
Got it. I will very quietly convey that to the other two. How long of a wait is it?
I mean, we can imaginary wait for 10 minutes.
Okay. That doesn't feel... Because if it was like an hour between the shifts...
No. They move on a relatively frequent kind of movement.
Yeah, y'all good with just waiting to time it correctly?
Tatum is.
I'm not a patient person. I will wait once. I cannot guarantee I'll wait a second time.
I think let's wait once and then we'll risk it if we still can't get past.
Okay.
That feels fair to me.
They don't play stealth games for this reason. I get bored.
Yeah. The moment comes. The treant kind of shifts away, and you have an opening before a new one takes its place. Just as that groan and ground shifting starts to happen again. Give me another stealth check. Much easier this time as a group, please.
Hey, 22.
Say that check one more time. Sorry.
Stealth. Okay. He got a 22.
No, 17.
Gold 8.
Okay. Well, because only two of you needed to pass, you succeeded. Because there's ultimately no one here currently. You managed to kind of sneak into the adjoining passageway before the next tree sentinel kind of steps into place. And now I'll read a little bit of text, not a lot, but beyond the cell block, the walls widen into a natural chamber, its walls covered with druidic runes and swirling patterns. Books, scrolls, and stone tablets rest upon wooden tables, illuminated by soft green glow of a moss-colored lantern. The scent of fresh ink lingers in the air. You are essentially in this... it's not huge. It's only about 30 feet by 30 feet. For lack of a better term, study.
Fresh ink lingers in the air. Do we see anything that was newly written?
There's a tons of scrolls and such on the tables. There looks to be some sort of thick tome, a bunch of maps, and this is just at a quick glance.
Is there any other ways to move, or is this a dead end?
It appears to be a closed off room right now, currently.
Okay. I start looking through stuff. I guess I'd start with the tome.
Okay.
I'll definitely check it out as well.
Give me a
See if
nature,
we get any
arcana,
evidence.
occultism, or society rolls.
Society. 18 total.
16 plus 11. 27. That's how math.
And what was that?
Occultism.
Occultism. Okay. Society. Some of the texts date back centuries from like cultures long forgotten. I don't have exactly what they are right now, but you like just kind of look and start flipping through. You notice a couple of references to the veil, and just some other like older societies that have long since fallen. Cultism. You're kind of scanning through, and you find that some of the writings reference a reckoning and a shifting tides of the unseen. But it seems to be like an incomplete, so it's unclear if it's a warning, a plan, a prophecy. But they keep making reference of a reckoning.
Does this sound like it's related to the rifts?
I mean, from what you know, you could probably connect those two without a big jump.
And is there any like evidence of like who has been working in here?
Give me a perception check.
17.
Okay. So you shift a couple of the papers around, and you find what looks like to be a leather-bound journal of notes and writing. It seems to be freshly written in. Scanning through, you see a couple references to the Wither Blight being active but highly disorganized. Factions are clashing over their methods. You see another mention that the magical fractures are not deliberate, but there's no like mention of a ritual or a spell gone wrong. There is some like continuing observations as if someone was watching one particular fracture rift and documenting its changes over an extended period of time. And one of the last entries, it doesn't say a whole lot other than just the word CROSSHAVEN and a line etched through it.
Yeah. I definitely don't want to take anything. I don't think I would stop Mouse or Tatum if they did, but I don't think I want to take it.
Mouse is going to take them old books.
Well, we don't have any bags to carry anything, so I highly doubt I would. take anything.
Any indication of our equipment?
Anything.
No. You don't even see, there's no chests or anything. It's just appeared to be some sort of study.
Unless this book is a better weapon than my stick.
Ye old stick.
Ye old stick.
Go the other way, folks?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so you turn to start to leave, and once again that ground shakes. A deep resonant hum ripples through the air, and there's a loud, unnatural crack. The walls on the far side of the room tremble as roots twist violently, writhing. You can hear the distant tree ants in the corridors behind you kind of creak as they shift, and you hear kind of from the other side of the wall, just on the far side, a gasp, like a wheeze, and a slow, methodical thumping starts to happen on the wall, when the wall itself, seemingly made of clay and dirt as opposed to the stone from the other side, crumbles and reveals an opening as a familiar face. Darren stumbles into the room. His skin glows with the same unstable magic and veininess under his skin, his veins pulsing with that shifting liquid. He just kind of stumbles through, and his eyes are essentially a solid mist of white. Like he can't, his irises are unable to be determined, and he says, "The land doesn't want us here. It's waking up." And he's just kind of standing there breathing.
So we can leave.
Tatum steps back and is uneasy.
Darren doesn't make any outwardly aggression towards you, but he does seem to stagger a little bit, as if he can't really control. He doesn't seem to be in control of himself. And if you remember, he was always trying to get back to, well, the thing inside of him was pulling him back to the rift.
Are we seeing any semblance of fighting off this whatever's going on? Like, is there any reference that isn't like a total possession?
Like inside him? Give me
Does it still feel like Darren is speaking
arcana
to us? Or yeah.
Yeah, give me a medical or an arcana and let me know. Let me know what you roll. That's a good question.
Let's do medicine. 16.
Okay. You don't know if he's, for lack of a better term, still in there, but he is definitely losing coherence. It's almost as if you can see him kind of flickering halfway between like a solid and a translucent kind of juxtaposition. Kind of similar to kind of how you saw the exterior of one of the ripples.
Hey, snap out of it. Hey.
His words slur, and he's waking up. Darren stumbles forward, his body flickers and flails wildly before he collapses unconscious, knocking bookshelves and racks over. The cracked wall behind him appears to be some sort of hollow tunnel, possibly leading outside. You can see the faint glow of a dim pinkish light coming from the far end. It doesn't penetrate very far, but your eyes, having adjusted to this fungal lighting, are pretty sensitive to other light right now.
Darren, you in there? Hello?
He is just kind of blah on the floor.
On the floor.
You if you had to guess, you would say he's probably not there much. And even if he is, it's probably not for much longer.
We were trying to save him.
Becoming part of this pipeline thing that's going on?
I mean, it has that kind of vibe to it. Like, more and more he seems to be Rift-like, for lack of a better term. Like, you start to get the same kind of feeling that you get from the Rifts.
I feel like there's anything I can do for him.
Oh, we can take him with us. Still a person. For now, at least.
Get him out with us. Can we carry him? Is that...
Yeah, you could. Yeah. I mean, Tatum can probably... I mean, he's weakened, and... Not Tatum, but Darian. Yeah, Darren. So... You guys could probably give him a scoop if you needed.
Tatum is still kind of like wary. The energies don't feel right.
Yeah, absolutely they feel off. In fact, give me a perception check.
That was close. It's 22. It was almost a 3.
Yeah. So you're kind of taking it all in and trying to be present and in the moment, and alert for issues. When you do seem to notice that the movement of the treants is a little more active than it was before. Maybe they are actively doing something currently. No one has come to interrupt you guys in this room yet, but you definitely get the vibe that things are shifting.
We need to get out. I think we need to go. It's only going to get worse in here.
Tatum makes a motion behind themselves, like they are going to go back, and then points the two of you and then points forward, like through that space, and then they just take off running. They're going to go back towards where everyone else is. They're going to try and get people out.
Okay. All right, we'll deal with that in a moment.
Good enough for me. I walk forward.
Are you taking Darren with you
Yes,
guys?
if possible.
Okay, yeah, I'll say it. Yeah.
He's my new weapon.
Before Tatum runs off here, this is only going to last for a minute, so I don't know how much good it will do, but I will have Atropos land on Tatum to be there, do a quick nudge fate, and also cast Runic Body on them. So I'll let you decide how that physically looks. The as written flavor text is that glowing runes appear on your body, but I feel like we could reflavor it if we want to. But all your unarmed attacks become +1 striking unarmed attacks. You get a +1 item bonus to attack rolls and increase the number of damage die that you roll to 2 instead of 1 for your unarmed attacks.
Damn.
Okay. Yeah, you feel empowered. And
I don't feel good leaving you on your own,
Just a
but
little
if
bit
Malx is
better.
going, I'll also go. I trust your
you-
capabilities.
You've presented me with a very interesting thing
Split
here.
the
that I'm gonna-
party. Split the party.
I'm gonna take advantage of. No, it's good. It's good. Tatum, you return to the hallway with the cells. You can see that most of the treants right now are actually engaged in fighting some creature. It looks similar to how that wolf was, but it was broken and twisted and weird. These things seem to be fighting a very large kind of star-nosed mole, but it's got that same weirdness about it. The tweakness where it's melting, but it's not actually losing. Like it's gore and body is dripping, but it's not actually
We didn't
losing
hear
mass.
this? Because if I heard
No.
this, okay.
No, this is in a little ways. There you do notice at the far end of the tunnel what appears to be another rift happening on the far side of the thing. Y'all are going up a tunnel.
I did send Atropos with Tatum, and Atropos can communicate with me within a mile of each other.
Okay. Well,
So
you
I
see-
would be getting alarm bells.
Yeah, you get a shit's going down kind of vibe. Though Tatum doesn't. There's no actual threat to Tatum right now. Like, in fact,
I would still. All right, finish what you were about to say. Sorry.
no, that's fine.
No, I want to hear what you were about to say.
I was gonna say now might be an opportunity to try and sneak past and gather the people. Though there's a fight in the hallway now, so it might be a little more difficult. But we'll touch on that in a moment. I need to find out what Mouse is doing. And Adrian, are you turning back or are you going forward?
Just keeps.
If I get the sense that even in any of the towns, like not just Tatum, but if I feel like the townsfolk would be in danger as well, I'm going back. I don't
feel
want
like
anybody to get hurt.
I feel like specifics are a little, because there's just a lot going on.
If it's
So,
not
like,
specific, if
pinpointing?
it's just like big danger happening, doesn't
you just
matter
get, like-
to who. I want to be there to help.
You get the idea of something going off, going awry.
Just
So
keep
is
swimming.
Adrian
just
turning and
keep
going
swimming.
back? Yeah, Mouse
One
is
step
leading the way, holding,
And what step
staring over his
back?
shoulder. Little kobold guy.
Don't know
There's
there's a problem.
Something's attacking in the. I have to go back.
Well, with that information, I also turned back.
Sorry.
There's a fight. Like
Yeah,
Jen
there's
is
a
saying,
fight, bestie.
Darren's now my new weapon. Just gonna use the body as
He's gonna hit this motherfucker with this other motherfucker.
Yeah. That's gonna be fun. I didn't expect that. So
You said there was a fight.
Yeah, I didn't say any of your friends were involved in the fight. But that's fine. That's fine. Ruin my plan. That's perfectly fine. All right, you turn and start to go back. Tatum, you hear footsteps coming behind you. turn
I'm
and see
running if there's a fight.
see your friends coming up the hallway. Yeah.
Like
it seems like
raging right now.
the treants are fighting against this mole thing, right?
Yeah. It's a very large kind of star-nosed mole. In fact, it might even. You could work out that maybe it was what dug these tunnels, but maybe not. But
I mean, I instinct is to step in because one of these things seems mindless and out of control and dangerous, and the other seems like it's just trying to protect its home. Be clear, the treants are just trying to protect this place.
well, maybe. But because this is a far left turn than I expected, we're gonna have to figure that out next time because I need time to prep that.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I was just gonna have
I'm
you
not
go
sorry.
one way, and then the party was gonna be split, and then I was gonna have a chance to get one of you. But now I don't know. Now may I get everybody?
I would like to rage.
You're gonna rage before we end it, so you start raged.
Yes, I'm just gonna raging.
All right.
Yeah, like Tatum, I got your back.
Incredible.
Tatum's
this
like,
is not murder hobo behavior. To the chat, this
I
is
told
not
you
murder
people
hobo
to
behavior.
leave.
This is protecting people.
Oh well.
yeah. Yeah. I guess that's where we're gonna pick it up next time with a treant and star-nosed mole fight and prisoner escape and a mouse using Darren as a weapon in his last throes of life, and Tatum just shaking his head in disgust. He told his friends to get out, and they're just like, nah, we'll see. Yeah, all right. We're working on scheduling the next session here. Should be soon. FaZe is gone again, so that's gonna hamper. But stay tuned to the Discord, and we'll give
she's at
information there.
CrossHaven this weekend, debuting some freaking sick as hell cosplays.
Yeah. She's always got cosplay.
Katsucon is like the Met Gala of anime conventions.
She's got like 79 arms on this one. Like,
So impressive. It's so impressive.
It's so sick, dude.
I don't have the full screens to go to people, but someone can tell people where to find you if you want.
I'll do it. I will start. Hello, I am your favorite burb on the interweb, A Black Sparrow from the Feywild now and the Zeldathon team. You can find me mostly on Blue Sky at ablacksparrow.com or on Threads at A Black Sparrow. That is where I seem to be the most active currently. And hopefully sometime in the next couple of maybe the next month or so, I'll have some news for you on the Feywild front. But you can also catch me on Apochromatic Unlimited this Saturday, starting at noon Central Time. Episode 2 of our 3-part Gotham by Grasslight series is flying then, and it's basically what if Gotham was in Africa? Basically, like it was there as opposed to in the US, and it's pretty dope. A lot of world building. So that's all I got. Let me pass it on to one of my lovely cast members here.
I'll go. Sure. Hi, I'm Rosalie. You can find all my social media on all the platforms at Rosatyrs, ROSATYRS, like Rosie and the little goat folk, and you smush them together and you get Rosatyrs. Threads and Blue Sky are where I'm mostly at these days. It's just the standard vanilla.bluesky.social or whatever the heck that is. You can find me on Magnificence, a podcast from Tabletop Tailspinners Network. It is a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition dark fantasy podcast. I play Say, she's a wizard. Episode 18 comes out tomorrow. I am begging you, listen to episode 18. We've recorded 40 episodes of this show. It is the best episode out of all 40. I'm so excited for this one to finally release to the public. It lives rent-free in my brain. Episode 18 is my Roman Empire. So you can also find me on Tabletop Tailspinner's YouTube channel. Monsters and Other Childish Things is continuing. We are no longer streaming it, but the episodes will be going up on YouTube bi-weekly coming up here. We're wrapping that up soon, and there might be a sequel series for it coming up. Yeah, just follow me on socials. I'm kind of all over the place, bouncing around. But listen to Magnificence episode 18, please. I'm begging you. Chris, go!
Hey, I'm Chris. I own Scald's Tale Entertainment LLC. We're still kind of radio silent as we figure out our final plans, but I am a writer, I am a podcaster, I am a college professor studying tabletop gaming in all sorts of different analog forms. So if you have any questions about that, you can find me at Scald's Tale on most social media platforms, at least the ones I am aware of. I am on, and you can also find me in Jared's Discord, so always find me there. That's me.
And I am Jared. You can find me here on my Discord, at Jared Hoy on socials, Blue Sky, Threads, Instagram for now until Blue Sky's Instagram response shows up. Yeah, other than that, stay tuned. Gonna have some good stuff coming your way, some exciting stuff, and maybe even stuff I plan for. So we'll see, and I'll catch y'all next time. Bye.